Welcome. We here at Gamers Digest just wanted to throw out a quick message that our hearts and condolences go out to those people affected today in that terrible event that happened in Boston.
Yeah, it's a marathon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, some bombs were set off around the finish line. Two people were hurt.
2 people were killed, multiple were hurt. No more information on it right now. We like to have a lot of fun around here, but this is serious business, so our hearts and condolences go out. Otherwise, I think it's time for a show.
Yeah.
All your base art belong to us.
You're listening to Gamers Digest, a podcast where your hosts put the controllers down just long enough to talk about gaming news, rumors, and anything else they can think of. Here are your hosts, Spider-1 and Mr. Factastic.
Okay, let's have some fun. We are Gamers Digest. We are a fan podcast. We talk about gaming news, rumors, previews, reviews, everything else that I've mentioned twice now. So this week we got a whole bunch of news. Most of it's not very exciting, but we'll try to spice it up.
It was a slow week and kind of uneventful.
Yeah, it's actually a slow month in video games, just because we're in that lull between after holiday and then summer releases. So there isn't a whole lot of news, especially with E3 coming up. We're kind of hitting that drought like we did last year.
Speaking of drought, I was looking up releases for games coming out this month on the Wii U. You know the only game coming out for the Wii U this month is Injustice,
which is a cross-platform game.
Cross-platform game that's coming out for other systems. I looked at that and I was like, wow.
Yeah. Well, that's coming out tomorrow. We previewed it last week. It looks pretty cool. I'm interested. But
so if you're a Wii U owner, go pick that up.
Yeah, if you're a Wii U owner, go take it back and get a different system. Wait, did I say that out loud?
I think you did.
Okay. All right, so what did you play this week?
I played YouTube.
You played YouTube?
I played YouTube. I've been doing a lot more Let's Playing, just following along on some Let's Plays. I watch a lot of Quill18. He has the SimCity videos that he puts out. He does a lot of other games too. And Get Daved. He has some really good Galactic Civilizations. Has a I think it's Breath of Fire or Fire Emblem.
That
new one
Fire Emblem.
Yeah, Fire Emblem. Can't even remember the name of it. And I was also watching my Let's Plays. And it's just
You are your biggest fan.
I am my biggest fan. It's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, your Let's Plays actually are pretty good, except when you eat during them.
Yeah. I stopped doing that.
Yeah.
I stopped doing that.
I think both Nikki and I were like, yeah, it's kind of weird when you eat during them.
Yeah, that was a one-time thing.
Yeah.
But it was pretty fun to watch.
Okay.
Pretty fun to watch. So.
Yeah, I've been I've worked on Bioshock Infinite 1999 mode, which is like the super hard mode. I played a good amount of it and got frustrated and quit. I got to play Marvel Heroes. It's in beta right now. It's under NDA, so that's pretty much all I'm allowed to say.
An NDA, non-disclosure agreement?
Right, yeah, so I can't tell you anything other than it's Marvel Heroes and it's kind of Diablo-esque.
And it's awesome.
So, World of Warcraft and Battle Block Theater were the other two. Actually, I guess I should kind of bring this all together. We're going to world premiere my Bioshock Infinite review at the end of the show. And after the show, the whole reason we started early is I'm actually doing something for another podcast called Convert to Raid. And I'm actually teaching like a World of Warcraft workshop for the monk class for a couple of the different specs. And that's actually going to start at 8 on this channel. So if you're interested, definitely stay and pick it up. I know a whole bunch of people from the guild are going to jump in. So that's happening at 8, so we're going to take a little break and try to finish the show by then so I can get everything moved.
Yeah.
So let's just jump into the news. You want to take the first one?
This is your bag, dude.
Well, I want to be excited about it, so All right, well, it's the 25th anniversary of Mega Man, and Capcom's trying to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Mega Man in every way possible but a game, like an actual Capcom
Yeah.
game. So they released this for sale in the Capcom store. It
Wow.
is a hood and pillow set in the shape of, obviously, Mega Man's Buster and his helmet.
That is just awesome.
It is really cool. And
As
it
much
looks,
as I like sleeping on my arm, that would just make it better.
and, you know, if anything bad happens, you jump up and you got that Mega Buster ready.
Mm-hmm.
So the only downside is you dream that you're Mega Man, and then when you wake up, you realize you're not actually Mega Man.
Yeah.
So, but that's pretty cool. It's available for pre-order in Japan only, which means that it'll probably be available for order through Amazon for us eventually.
Eventually. That's
So.
really cool, though.
Yeah, I'm excited to see like off the wall Mega Man stuff that's done well.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And in other news, see, Minecraft was supposed to come out, the disc-only version of Minecraft
The end of
was
the month.
at the end of this month. Well, it got delayed to June 4th because they're going to be adding some new content to the...
Yeah, they released a couple of patches,
Yeah.
and Notch said that he wanted everything to be on the disc that was currently out. Like he didn't want to ship a disc that
Was outdated.
that was already outdated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean Minecraft releases patches pretty regularly, but not fast enough that I guess they feel that they can't keep up with it.
Mm-hmm.
The downside of that is, of course, it has to go through Microsoft's approval process again. So we'll see that June 4th. So
Yeah, June 4th.
the UK government is actually looking to investigate in-app purchases. Mobile phones, Android, iOS, stuff like that, because they feel that it's actually pressuring kids to pay more money to play the actual games. So they actually feel like it's not fair to people who actually buy the game to have to purchase more stuff.
Yeah, especially kids. I mean, they don't know any better.
Right, and everybody's heard the horror story of some kid who's racked up his parents' credit card in like League of Legends or all those free-to-play games. And I'm glad somebody's seriously looking into this, because this actually affects a broader spectrum, which is the whole reason I put it in here, is because games like Dead Space 3 and all the Tiger Woods games, where you basically have to pay extra money after you've paid the $60.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad somebody's looking into it.
I like this story right here. Ridge Racer is going to become free to play.
Well, it's coming back free to play.
Yeah, coming back free to play. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't like racing games at all. Like I would just throw that up there. There are very few racing games that I like. Like I think the last Need for Speed game I liked was like Underground 2.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm not a big fan of racing games, but Ridge Racer was always my favorite because it was always the off-road but somewhat realistic racing game, and I'm glad it's coming back. Another one that's coming back is Road Rash. That hit Kickstarter this week, like the spiritual successor of Road Rash.
Really?
So that's pretty cool. So,
more layoffs.
Yeah,
more layoffs.
I'm running out of ways to introduce bad news in layoffs. So EA laid off a bunch of people, but they're not disclosing how many or who exactly it was. They did, however, later find out that some of the people who were affected were their Brazilian office. But, I think EA is getting ready to completely restructure their company because they won or lost, depending how you look at it, worst company in America 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
So they need to do something. Like a lot of people, like EA put out this message like, oh, a lot of people were emailed to vote because they didn't like the Madden cover or stuff like that. And I'm sure there were some of those, but you don't win 2 years in a row because of that. Like you win 2 years in a row because you screw up SimCity.
You screw up
launch.
you screw up the launch of SimCity. You don't care. You care more about making money than putting out a good product.
Right.
So.
I mean, I bought SimCity not when it launched. I bought it after the fact, and I played it and I liked the game, but I still can't play it enough to enjoy it. Like my city crashes, I have to roll it back, and it's not consistent, and there's a bunch of other problems. So, yeah, EA definitely deserves that award, and they need to fix something. So, All right, this story I put in here for 80s nostalgia, but you seem to attach to it.
Yeah. This Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is coming out May 1st. This I will definitely have to pick up this game.
Yeah, it's a standalone game, so it's not an expansion. Well, I guess it's sort of an expansion to Far Cry 3, but like I said, it's standalone. It's going to be $15, and well, we'll let the trailer speak.
Let the trailer speak for itself.
Peggy 18.
Sausage, pancakes, and cream. Lots of it. Nouveau Palais. We're waiting for you.
It is the near future. The apocalypse has had an apocalypse. A rogue cyborg army is reshaping the world into cyber hell. And only one thing can stop them.
Let's show them how cyber commandos get it done.
March force now, motherfucker!
I want them alive.
From the toxic ashes of Vietnam War II, a new breed of renegade soldier is born. Part man, part machine. All cyber commando.
Fuck you.
Sergeant Rex Colt is leading the battle between good and evil, as it's never been fought before. He's on a desperate mission to bring down a battalion of ruthless killer cyborgs and save the world.
Lights out, Rex.
Michael Biehn is Sergeant Rex Power Colt in this year's most thrilling, action-packed cyber adventure. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
So that looks pretty amazing.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It reminds me of Duke Nukem a little bit.
Yeah.
And like those old grindhouse type.
See, I really get like the G.I. Joe feel from it, but
yeah.
When I reviewed Far Cry 3, like one of the main things I said is it's a really good game, but it'd probably be a little better if it didn't take itself so seriously. It seems like they listen to me.
Oh yeah, they watch our show, man.
I like when he flips off the guys after he explodes them. Like that's just, it's amazing. So,
Yeah.
May 1st, you can play that for 2 days and then go see Iron Man.
Yeah.
So last week we talked about a Microsoft representative named Adam Orth. He tweeted that he doesn't get what the big deal with always on Xbox is, and he hashtagged deal with it. Well, he's going to have to deal with unemployment because he was either fired or resigned from Microsoft over the past week. It wasn't reported which, but he no longer works for Microsoft.
Yeah. And didn't we say on last week's show
You called it.
Yeah, that we're going to be talking about him not having a job.
Yeah, I mean, like I said last week, Twitter's getting people in trouble, so you really got to watch out what you say on there. So, all right. So Sims 3 is releasing expansion pack number 3,272.
Yeah.
It's what is it? The Island or Island Paradise?
Castaway something.
Island Paradise. You can take your Sims to the beach. Okay, that's coming out June 28th.
This might be the last game pack for Sims 3. I'm thinking.
You think so?
Because, like, I follow The Sims, not as religiously as I used to, but
you got a real life.
Yeah, I got a real life. I got a real life, and but I think that the new Sims will be unveiled at this next E3. Like I've followed people that have like mathematical calculations of when the next game is supposed to come out based on the number of game packs that they said that they were going to do, and I think this is supposed to be the last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Spreadsheets say Sims 4 2013.
Yeah.
Lost Planet 3 was delayed till August 27th. I haven't really been following it that much because the second one left such a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, it did. I mean, I remember renting it, and it was after I had made the adjustment from the Lost Planet from Lost Planet 1 to Lost Planet 2.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to play through it and somewhat enjoy it, but
Right.
my game disc crashed, or like there was like something wrong with the disc or something. I couldn't finish the game on the final boss. I was on the final boss and I could not finish the game. So that left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, it was a cool series, and I think Lost Planet 3 is trying to get back to its roots, so definitely keep my eye on it, but you got a little more time now.
Yeah.
They really didn't say why it was delayed. Probably just polish and
Mhm.
making it not as bad as the second one.
Yeah. I mean, like, Lost Planet 3, I can say Lost Planet 3 has the potential to be a good game because it's very much like Monster Hunter. It is Capcom. They incorporated the multiplayer, so you can have like a team of people playing together to fight these big giant monsters. But I mean, it just needs polish. That's really what it needed. So.
They announced the new yearly Batman game, Batman Arkham Origins. It's going to come out October 25th, which I actually think is the same day that it came out last year, Arkham City. The catch for this one is it's actually being done by a different studio. Rocksteady's not doing this one. It's going to be an in-house Warner Brothers studio, but they said that it's going to take over the Arkham style. So I don't think they're going to be doing too much groundwork. I think they're going to use the frame that's there and kind of bend it to their will. And Rocksteady said they have faith in them, so we'll see how it does. But
yeah. What's interesting about this game is that it's like kind of like a prequel.
Yeah.
Where it shows how Batman goes through and comes across these villains for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool to see how they introduce, I guess, that mythos of Batman and how he comes across it. I really enjoyed Arkham City. Arkham Asylum was good, but I never finished it.
Okay.
So I'm interested to see it. I mean, I'm not a
I've never
huge
played
Batman.
any of them.
Arkham, like, you can jump into Arkham City without playing Asylum, and
Okay.
it's definitely worth it. Especially now that like Arkham City, you can get like the Game of the Year edition for like $30 new. So yeah, definitely check that one out. I mean, you're more of a DC fan than I am. So.
Which is true, yeah. And Batman probably has the best rogues gallery out of all DC characters. So
Yeah. So I mean, his bad guys, was one of the ones that how should I say this? Kind of sets up the next game, the Injustice game.
Oh yeah.
So it's not Superman's bad guys. Although I was reading a lot about Doomsday, and Doomsday seems interesting.
He is cool. He
seems like the ultimate bad guy because he can never die.
pretty much, yeah. Yeah, that's around when I stopped watching or reading DC. It was the whole Doomsday Saga. I finished the Doomsday Saga stuff, and then I just jumped over to Marvel.
Good choice. Good choice. So if you're still playing Skyrim, hoping for something new, I have some bad news for you. There's going to be no more Skyrim DLC. So all you Skyrim people can finish your 7,000 hours of Skyrim and get back to your lives until Elder Scrolls 6 come out.
Yeah.
Or they re-release Arena.
Or they do another Fallout.
Yeah, or that. Yeah, because I think that's next in the pipeline.
I think that is
Fallout.
Yeah.
Fallout 4.
Remember we had that one news story a while back about the voice actor for Three Dogs saying that there's some big news coming. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
So PC gamers got a bit of bad news. Well, PC users in general.
Yeah.
PC shipments are down. Basically, they're in their biggest decline in over 20 years. Basically, since they started tracking PC sales. So that's a pretty big deal. They mostly point to Windows 8, which isn't good for Microsoft. But they also say the emergence of tablets as a primary media.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. Tablets, I mean, you got tablets that can kind of be like a PC,
Right.
So.
And I mean, computers now aren't like what they were even 10 years ago, where, if you went 1 or 2 years without a computer, you were way behind. Like, computers are to the point now that they're so powerful that you can theoretically do all the basic stuff everyone does besides gaming with, a computer that's 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah, my laptops can do stuff besides gaming.
Yeah.
It's about...
Yeah, I mean, your laptop does pretty much everything normal-wise. Like, unfortunately, you may not be a PC gamer, but you're a video editor, so you're you're still on that upper end spectrum. It basically, like, the high end PC market is gamers video editors, and 3D designers.
Yeah, I could believe that graphics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I can edit regular video, standard video, analog, but HD once you get to HD, you just can't handle it.
So this might be good news for you, because this might bring PC prices down.
That's
I
cool.
mean, if they're not selling,
Yeah,
you
that's
got to drop
true.
the price on them.
That's true. Yeah.
All right. Last of Us. It's a game coming out, I think, next month. Naughty Dog,
Mhm.
basically the ones who do Uncharted, had to specifically request female game testers when they hired an outside firm, and that strikes me as kind of weird. Like, that's still a stigma. Like, they actually had to
Yeah.
ask for female game testers.
Yeah, it was a little weird. I mean, I've seen some of the videos for Last of Us, and I mean, it does seem like it's going to be a pretty serious toned, like, game, and I guess they want to get that. They want to get that.
The female
Yeah, the
perspective.
female perspective on it, because there is a female co-lead in
Mhm.
the game, so I guess they want to see their opinion.
Yeah, I mean, one of the neat things about this story is the lead designer from Naughty Dog actually said that he was actually kind of taken aback from it. He was like, I didn't think this was still a thing in the gaming industry. Like, they've done studies and stuff that prove that 30% of the gaming population is women. So, I mean, even though it's not 50-50, it's still a sizable chunk.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you sell 1 million copies versus 700,000 copies, it's a big difference.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So
Girls do play games.
they do.
They do.
Super Mario Brothers 3,
Yeah.
Mario Kart.
They mostly play old games.
So do we, Lou. All right, so the last story we have. This one's kind of funny. A New Jersey lawmaker, I guess that's code for lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
or someone who,
D-bag.
yeah, D-bag, wants to ban M-rated arcade games. Okay, get your pitchforks out, get angry,
Yeah.
because this is stupid for so many reasons.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, there are no M-rated arcade games. Do you know why there are no M-rated arcade games?
Because there are no arcades, probably.
Well, not even that. like think Dave and Buster's and stuff like that. Like those, even though they're not referred to, they're arcades. But the reason there are no M-rated arcade games is because the ESRB doesn't rate arcade games. They rate console games and computer games.
That's true,
They have
yeah.
no, like, it's like a police force. They have no jurisdiction
Mhm.
over arcade games. They don't even touch
Yeah,
them.
you're not going to a store to, like, buy an arcade game.
Right. So, yeah, this person who proposed this law,
Is out of touch.
yes, and people in New Jersey should probably think about electing somebody smarter.
Yeah. I mean,
If they are elected.
here's
if they are elected.
here's the thing. Like, if you're gonna try to, regulate something, I think you should be.
You should know about
Yeah,
it.
you should know about it. Yeah, you should know about it. You should have done your research or.
This is like SOPA last year when everybody was talking about that bill, and everybody's like, oh yeah, this is what we need, we need regulation, and nobody realized that it would basically just kill the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, this is the same type of thing. Somebody thought it was a good idea, it didn't check the facts. So
Yeah.
they should have watched our show.
They should watch our show. They need to stop being out of touch.
Yeah.
Just get in touch, guys. Call us.
Or they should follow Kickstarter.
Or follow Kickstarter.
So Kickstarter, we were gonna talk about this last week, and we
Mhm.
skipped it because we were running out of time, which is good because this week we're doing good on time. Has Kickstarter gone too far? Like every day I see a joystick story or an IGN story or wherever you go to get your news, a story about a Kickstarter game, which is cool for some aspects. Like
Yeah.
you get to see companies like Way Forward and what's the company that did the cave? Crap. Whatever that company is, go on
Can't think of it.
Kickstarter and fund games that they wouldn't normally get to
Mhm.
make. The flip side is you get to see big companies use Kickstarter as a way to fund stuff.
Yeah. Which I'm not too keen on that. I mean, this even goes with filmmaking as well. Like there was big studios that were trying to get like movies done. I think there was another movie that Veronica Mars just got finished like a record-breaking Kickstarter for.
Now, see, that one I'm not too upset about because that was Christian Bale and the guy who wrote
Yeah,
Veronica
see
Mars.
that's
Cool.
okay. That's okay. But like, what was that? I could have swore like Universal or
Mhm.
somebody tried to do.
There's Universal or Paramount.
They were trying to do something, and like he's like, no, you guys have a lot of money already.
Yeah.
Use your own money.
And there have been other game companies that have used Kickstarter as a way to fund even after game stuff like DLC and stuff. So, I think Kickstarter's okay if the developers do it. Certain developers, like Treyarch and stuff like that. I don't ever want to see them on Kickstarter because Treyarch is a name, but they're Activision. Like Blizzard should never be on Kickstarter.
Yeah, Blizzard should never be on there. Like really established powerhouses,
right?
Shouldn't be on there. Like you want to see something like I can't think of the name, like the Cave People.
Like Way Forward or even like big name game people like Peter Molyneux and stuff. Even though he was part of bigger studios, he left and wanted to fund his own game. Like even those people, I think, are kind of on the edge.
Double Fine.
Double Fine. That's it.
It's been stuck in my head. I need to figure it out.
So Double Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have a new game which they funded on Kickstarter.
Now what about Telltale? Would you fund a Kickstarter for a Telltale game?
No. Previous to Walking Dead, maybe.
But yeah, it was
now,
so successful that they should be able to stand on their own 2 feet.
Yes. And I also think they should get away from episodic content.
They probably should. I think they probably should. They got all this time.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of getting out of control. Like they're like, here's our idea. If you give us money, we'll make this, and then you can buy it again. Which, granted, the flip side to Kickstarter is if you do put money in, enough money, you get the game for free, or you get certain
you
stuff
do
like
it's like pre-ordering the game before it's even made. Which I mean, yeah, like if Double Fine did something like that, okay, I might be interested. They just did that other game that's going to be coming out. So yeah.
I'm interested to see how it grows because I mean we talk about Kickstarter almost every week now. Like I said, there is a news story every day. Like Shovel Knight just got funded, which is a collaboration of people who did like the original Mega Man games and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see what older developers do with it. But I don't think current big, like you said, big powerhouses like Ubisoft and to name some that we haven't named. So. As soon as EA gets on there, I am done.
Oh yeah, that's because EA is gonna have like the microtransactions in their game. Yeah. They're gonna have all kinds of stuff that's just gonna ruin.
If you pay us $5, we will let you pay us $10 to let us make this game where you have to pay $15 to get all the bucks.
Yeah, that's EA for you. That's why they're worst company.
Right. Yeah. So we're gonna keep an eye on Kickstarter. If you notice. Over the last probably 2 weeks, we've kind of scaled back the Kickstarter stories because really there's too many to report on, and there isn't any like exciting big stuff like the Ouya was last year. There isn't like any game-changing stuff out there. So or Oculus Rift.
Yeah, nothing huge.
So we're scaling it back. Now this discussion topic you actually posted. Well, we kind of came up together.
Yeah.
So are fighters losing a foothold?
Yeah, I kind of think they are.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, remember I think it was November or December, I was surprised when I told you that, Dead or Alive, is it Dead or Alive 5 or 6? Dead or Alive 5 comes out this week. I had no idea.
Right.
And Dead or Alive used to be
huge.
Pretty huge. So,
Soul Calibur 6 came out last week, right?
No.
No, it didn't.
I'm
just making stuff up.
But
Nikki's already running to the store.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy that fighters, Mortal Kombat started like this huge, I guess because fighters were popular back then because they were competitive, and now video games you can be competitive in different ways, like the first-person shooters and stuff.
Right. I mean, there's still a big scene in like the Evo scene for Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Mortal Kombat never really got big. I don't think Injustice will get big in a competitive level. but I think you're right. I think because that competition scene has expanded so much, I think fighting games have kind of
taken a back seat.
right. And fighting games, I think the problem was I don't think they ever recovered from the 3D transitions. Tekken, and then there was Virtual Fighter, and even now Virtual Fighter is a network game, and I think even Tekken's a network game now.
Yeah.
So they went back to 2D, and that helped some of them, but I don't think they ever recovered that following that they lost. So
yeah,
of mainstream gamers, I mean, they all have the Guilty Gear and stuff like that.
When did fighters start losing steam? I'd say around early to mid 2000s.
Yeah, I think. Well, I know 2D fighters lost it a little before that. Like Street Fighter 3 didn't do very well, stuff like that. Maybe it has to deal with like the decline of arcade games, because I mean, once they started going down, fighters kind of fighters were always a port of an arcade game.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, yeah, that's because like I remember Tekken 1, 2, and Tekken 3 was really huge, and then Tekken 4 went down. 5.
Even I played Tekken 3, and I didn't even like the Tekken series.
I did like Tekken 5, but since then I really hated Tekken 6. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 was, I mean, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see, and I mean, Capcom actually just came out with a statement last week that they're pretty much done with re-releasing HD. Done releasing HD re-releases. Like they just did Darksiders and stuff like that. So I think they're seeing the trend as well. So I think they're going to start looking into what they can do to kind of help that. So maybe Marvel versus Capcom versus Namco.
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
Because I mean, they did that RPG with all those big companies. It's like Sega, Namco, Bandai, Capcom. So maybe we'll see a fighting game with all those.
Hey, why not?
Yeah, buddy. All right, so you got a preview for us. Do you want to talk about it first and then play the trailer? Or
we'll just talk about it while the video's playing.
All right, let me. This is actually a sequel to a game I reviewed.
Yeah, Dead Island Riptide, which I thought it's supposed to be. Dead Island Riptide is supposed to be a spin-off from the game.
But it's actually a direct sequel.
Oh, direct sequel, nice. So, yeah, it's from Deep Silver.
Way to read what's on the screen.
Yeah, Dead Island Riptide. But I mean, like zombies are hot these days. So this is a zombie game.
They're getting colder.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And this is the first-person single-player game where you are on What I like about this game is that you're fighting zombies. You're not in like an urban type setting. You're actually like in an island, and you and some other characters are like shipwrecked on the island, and there's like a huge storm. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of wondering how it's going to play out after the first one, because in the first one you did eventually make it to like urban settings. So.
Now, what I wasn't sure of was if you are still playing as the characters from the first game.
They are there along with a new character.
Okay.
But yeah, everything I've seen, it looks like you can still choose amongst the main characters in the first one. And I mean, the whole reason they're the characters is for some reason they seem immune to this zombie outbreak, which you find out what happened in the end of the first one. But I don't wanna spoil it.
What I want to know, because this game comes out at the end of the month, I believe. Yeah, April 26th.
Yeah.
And what I want to know is do I need to play the first Dead Island in order to rent this one?
Yeah, I mean it's hard to say because it picks up almost directly after the first one. Because I mean the helicopter you crash in is what you leave the first one with. Like it is almost directly after the first one.
Wow.
Like that's a nice use of the minigun.
Mm-hmm.
Just throw it at them. It seems like, however, that this one is going for more of the maybe Far Cry feel than the Skyrim feel. Because the first one, you didn't really get guns in any amount until probably the fourth act, which is the last act in the first game. Now, obviously, this is pre-alpha footage, so who knows where this is in the game.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's near the beginning.
Now, you get around on, like, instead of using cars mostly, you get around using boats and stuff, which I thought was pretty cool. And you can choose different characters to play as, which was neat.
Yeah, I mean, I like Dead Island. The first one, I gave it a pretty positive review. My really only problems with it was it wasn't really polished, which, I mean, that was this company's first big game. They
Mhm.
didn't quite have the budget, so I'm hoping with a better budget, maybe
Maybe if they had a Kickstarter.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see how this goes. I don't know if I'll be picking it up right away. Like, I jumped I jumped on Dead Island pretty quickly because I heard some good stuff about
Mhm.
it. But now that I know what to expect, I think
You'll kind of wait.
yeah.
What really needs to happen, I think, is there should be a multiplayer aspect to it, because it feels like, well, I mean, I watched a couple of videos, and it reminds me so much of Left 4 Dead, but it's a lot more. There's more of an RPG type element to it,
Right.
which I think would enhance the Left 4 Dead experience. And we all know that Left 4 Dead is really fun to play.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think multiplayer would have been a nice thing to do. But maybe it's the same problem as Skyrim. It's kind of hard to do a multiplayer game in this open of a world. Because, I mean, in Left 4 Dead, or not Left 4 Dead, see, now you got me the same. In Dead Island, it's like Skyrim. Like, you can go around and pick up almost anything. So,
Yeah.
we'll see. I'm interested, but I'm not on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, I think that I'll think about renting it. I know Redbox has Dead Island, so
Yeah, I mean, the first one, honestly, if you just go through the story, doesn't take real long. Like it's probably, I'd say, equivalent to the length of maybe Tomb Raider, or maybe a little longer. So 15 hours. Now, if you do all the side quests and look for everything, obviously, in this open world style game, it'll take forever. So yeah,
that's
we'll
always
see.
fun.
I guess I can get rid of that. All right, so we got a world premiere review for you. It's going to be me again this week. You had one, but your computer gave up on
Yeah,
you.
my computer could not edit the footage.
So you guys are going to get Bioshock Infinite. A couple things about it. I tried to avoid any spoilers, visual or audio. But if you are really trying to stay away from it, you may not want to watch this.
Yeah.
But I was very careful, and there really isn't any footage in this outside of probably the first hour of gameplay. So we will take a look.
He kept your interest at heart.
I tried, because, I mean,
It's still a fairly new game.
yeah, and I say it in the review, but the story is what drives this game. So we'll watch the review, and then we'll talk about it. Welcome to Gamers Digest presents Bioshock Infinite, the review. Bioshock Infinite, the next entry in the acclaimed first-person shooter franchise, takes you up into the clouds rather than under the water like the previous Bioshocks did. Dropping the multiplayer that Bioshock 2 introduced, Infinite returns to its story-focused single-player roots, which is a good thing. While combat doesn't always provide something new, the story will keep you pushing till the game's amazing finale. Putting you in the shoes of Booker DeWitt, you are tasked with rescuing a girl named Elizabeth from the floating city of Columbia.
Hallelujah.
First up, we'll take a look at graphics. There's very little way around it. This game looks amazing. With all the graphics pumped up to ultra, you'll have a hard time not to be in awe of the floating city. Environmental effects such as fire, water, and of course a lot of bloom all look great and create a game world few other games ever hope to accomplish. Guns and abilities all have great effects, whether it's a simple pistol or using a tentacle made of water to pull enemies towards you. Elizabeth, your faithful sidekick, is animated beautifully. She conveys real emotion with the look she gives and the poses she takes. Even with the graphic options turned down, the game still looks great. Character animations and your surroundings still look good.
A little side note, the video you're seeing for this is actually from the PC version with all the graphics turned up. If you're looking to play this on PS3 or Xbox 360, the graphics still look pretty good, but they're not as sharp as what you would get on a PC.
Hey, Miss Elizabeth.
Hello. Oh, this is wonderful. Oh, come dance with me, Mr. Trey.
I don't dance. Come on, let's go.
Why? What could be better than this?
Moving on to sound, the background music in the game adds to your immersion in the beautiful world of Colombia. With the right music always playing at the right time, your ears will never be disappointed. The real treat, however, is the voice acting, which I personally think is the best I've ever experienced in a game. Yes, even better than some of the Mass Effect and Uncharted games. The exchanges between Booker and Elizabeth create a real sense of bonding as they try to escape the floating city. Comstock and other villains in the game are equally voiced well, coming off as menacing, but not comical like most villains do in modern games. Sound effects are good and fit the game quite well, although nothing really amazing there. Overall, the sound designs for this game are great, and especially keep your ears open for some hidden gems. Sadly, if there's one area where Infinite suffers, it's the gameplay. I'm not saying it's bad, more along the lines of conventional. The gun mechanics are solid, but the fact that your firing accuracy is the same whether you're using the iron sights or shooting from the hip just comes off as a little odd. Otherwise, the guns themselves are rather boring. You have a pistol, a machine gun, a shotgun, a flamethrower, and so on. If it's a generic first-person shooter gun, it's here. The other side of the coin is your vigors, or powers, which were meant to kind of spice the game up as they do in previous Bioshock games. Most of these are neat, but again they fall into the generic category. Firepower, check. Stun power, check. Speed power, check. While using the combination of different vigors creates some neat effects, none of them drastically change the game. The other thing I noticed is vigors are literally lying around all over, but only two bad guys use them. Just a game oversight, I guess, but it comes off as an odd design choice. The gameplay isn't all bland, though. Some of it, like opening tears with Elizabeth to bring in allies or supplies, adds kind of a neat strategy side to the fights. Also, riding the skyhook system is fun and adds a high level of mobility to most fights. With overall good design, although with some questionable choices, the gameplay is solid enough to enjoy without being tedious. Unless you're playing on 1999 mode, which unless you're a glutton for punishment, you really shouldn't.
You're a monster.
What did you think was going to happen?
Alright, well, looks like it's having trouble streaming the rest of the review, so it'll be up on our YouTube page, but you pretty well got the gist of it. I mean, it's a very good game. I mean, I would definitely recommend anybody pick it up. The one thing you guys didn't get to was the story. I talked a little bit about the story, but it's worth it to pick it up just for the story. Really, the only problem I had with it, like you guys heard, was the combat's kind of boring. I mean, it's like I said, it's not bad. It's just more so it's not new. Like it doesn't reinvent the wheel. It doesn't even use a shiny wheel. It just uses a wheel.
Yeah, or just a regular old wooden wheel or something.
Yeah. So, but overall, I mean, I still give the game a 90 out of 100. It's definitely worth picking it up, especially just for the story. Because I mean, the ending of the game, unless somebody ruins it for you, you won't see it coming. It's a good twist. So definitely check out the full review on our YouTube channel. I don't know why it was having problems with the sound. It definitely kicked the sound way back.
Yeah, that's weird. Maybe it was XSplit.
Yeah, it could be, because I mean, I checked the file last night and everything was fine. So unless it got crapped in the transfer, I don't know what's going on. So, but that will pretty much do it for us today. Started a little early, ended a little early. So
you got a class to teach.
I do, and that's kind of why I wanted to end the show a little early, because I got to get set up for that. I got to get in there. I got to get Twitch set up for that, because my computer back there isn't set up the way I want it for the class. So there's some graphics and all the stuff teachers have, chalkboards and diagrams and math. There's a lot of math.
You got a smart board.
Yeah. So that will be coming up at 8 o'clock. We're going over the Windwalker Monk, and then at 8:30 we're going over the Brewmaster. So we're going to drink heavily.
Nice.
So you've got Let's Plays coming out every day.
Yeah, pretty much till the end of time.
They're doing better, so keep pushing them.
Yeah.
So definitely check those out. We got Tomb Raider, XCOM. I decided not to do a Bioshock Let's Play just because I don't want to spoil it. And frankly, that game is just so long if you look for everything that it would be like Skyrim. It was the whole reason I had to scrap the Skyrim project, is because it's just so long. So I could do like hundreds and hundreds of videos.
I was thinking about doing another. I've got my main Let's Plays going on. The XCOM, the Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider will be finished like sometime in May. XCOM, I still haven't beat it yet, but it's going to be going on past May. I'm thinking about doing another one on PSO.
Okay.
For the GameCube, and that one will be a little bit less frequent, just because that's a game you can pretty much play forever too.
I want to do one on Battle Block Theater, like me, you, or like me, you, and Nikki, because it is multiplayer, and it's a fun type of multiplayer. Like, it's just short, stupid, fun levels where we could completely troll each other, and throw each other into spikes, and do stuff like that to race to see who gets first. So I do want to set that up. I don't know if we'll do that live again like we did the cave, or if if we'll just record it,
and throw it on later.
Yeah, I mean, live is a lot of fun because we can just do whatever we want, and I'm not as worried how it comes out. Like when I do the reviews and stuff, like I'm in there with Video Editor Vegas and all kinds of stuff. So just for the sound to fall behind, or to get ahead, the video falls behind. But we're here every Mondays, typically at 7, a little earlier this week, but typically at 7. Definitely check us out. Check out the Let's Plays.
Yep.
Otherwise, we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Gamers Digest is a Spider-One and Mr. Factastic production. All characters and games are owned by their respective companies and are used under the Fair Use Law. Check out Gamers Digest at gamersdigest.me, on YouTube under Gamers Digest Podcast, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter at The Gamers Digest. Viewer questions and comments can always be sent to gamersdigestpodcast@gmail.com. See you next week.